All right, so some of you have been asking about this film, Every You, Every Me, and I gotta say, the Movie Kid Ticket review really caught my eye too.
Yeah,
This is one of those films, and we've talked about these before, that seems to be generating some buzz,
definitely.
but is it actually good,
Right.
or is it just hype?
Right.
So let's dive into this a bit and see if we can figure out, what makes this film tick.
Yeah, let's unpack it. See what we've got.
Yeah, unpack it. Well, I mean, right off the bat, the setting is super striking. Europe's largest lignite mining region.
Oh, whoa, hold on. A lignite mine.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense. I'm thinking like The Road, or No Country for Old Men. Those kinds of desolate landscapes where it's adding to the whole mood.
Totally. Imagine this vast, almost lunar landscape,
Yeah.
right? And then you've got this love story unfolding against it.
Okay, so what is lignite? Just so we're all, on the same page. Sure, yeah. So lignite's a type of brown coal, often used in power plants. It's not as efficient as other types of coal, but it's, still used pretty widely.
Yeah.
And visually, it's stark, huge open pits, giant machines, everything covered in dust. It's like the earth has been ripped open.
Wow. So you're saying the filmmakers are using this landscape to say something about the characters.
Exactly. It's like this visual metaphor, right?
Yeah.
The rawness of the mine, the potential for collapse. It all mirrors what's happening between Nadine and Paul, the couple at the heart of the film.
Oh, interesting. So this lignite mine, it's not just a random backdrop. It's almost a character in itself.
Right. It creates this whole visual language for what the characters are going through internally.
I like that, a visual language.
But the big question is it all bleakness? Or is there a glimmer of hope amidst all this emotional excavation?
Right. Because we know the film's about this couple, Nadine and Paul, and their relationship's falling apart.
Yeah. The reviewer uses words like hauntingly beautiful, a tender, often painful unraveling.
Yeah, hauntingly beautiful is a really interesting phrase.
Right.
Because it suggests there's beauty even in, the breakdown of their relationship.
Exactly. And that's what makes me think there's more to this film than just a sad breakup story. It's it's exploring something universal about how relationships change.
Right, how love can be both, beautiful and painful at the same time.
Exactly. But, if we zoom out a bit, it seems like the film is really focusing on Nadine's journey. She's a factory worker surrounded by this process of literally breaking things down.
Oh, that's interesting. So, connecting her job to her relationship.
Exactly. Maybe this setting, this constant breaking down, it's a visual metaphor for her own emotional excavation, right? Or she tries to understand what went wrong.
I see. She's trying to break down the pieces of her relationship to figure out what happened.
Yeah, sifting through the rubble to find, some kind of meaning.
Okay, so we've got this heavy, symbolic setting.
Yeah.
But the reviewer also talks about the film's style, these quiet, lingering shots that they keep mentioning.
Yes. I think those are really key. These long takes, focusing on small details, It's like the filmmakers are inviting you to really observe Nadine, to read between the lines of her interactions with Paul.
Okay, yeah, I see. So instead of having lots of dialogue and action, the film's more slow and contemplative.
Exactly. It's a style that demands patience from the viewer, but it can be super rewarding. It leaves space for your own interpretation, your own emotional resonance.
Gotcha. So you're saying it's not a film for everyone. It's for people who are willing to slow down and really pay attention.
Yeah, I think so. People who enjoy films that are more about mood and atmosphere than, plot twists and explosions.
Okay, now let's talk about the actors, because the review raves about them.
Oh yeah, the performances seem to be a big highlight.
Yeah, they call Anne Schwartz, who plays Nadine, magnetic. And her co-star, Carlo Jubeck, who plays Paul, apparently brings layers of complexity to the role.
I love that phrase, layers of complexity. Makes you wonder what those layers are.
Exactly.
Oh.
We also have Eunice Abaz and Sarah Fazalat in supporting roles.
And a strong supporting cast can really make a difference. It's it fills out the world of the film, makes it feel more real.
Totally. So we've got this intriguing setting, a unique visual style, and a talented cast. But there's one more thing I want to mention.
What's that?
This film premiered at the Berlin International Film Festival.
Ah, the Berlinale. One of the most prestigious film festivals in the world.
Yeah, and it was selected for the Panorama section, which focuses on, cutting-edge, auteur-driven cinema.
That's a pretty big deal. It means the film is considered artistically significant, it has something to say.
Okay, so the reviewer calls this film a must-watch. But for whom? Who do you think this film is really for?
Based on everything we've talked about, I'd say it's for people who appreciate a slower pace, who enjoy films that are character-driven and thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a film that delves into the subtleties of human relationships, that uses visuals and atmosphere to tell a story, then this might be the film for you.
So to wrap up, Every You, Every Me is more than just a love story. It's like a visual and emotional experience, right?
Yeah, and it seems like it's using this unique setting and these nuanced performances to explore some really complex themes, like the nature of love and loss, the ways we try to make sense of our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings us back to that question we were talking about earlier about hope.
Right, right.
If the film is about the inevitable fading of love, does it offer any glimmer of hope? Or is it simply a melancholic observation of how things change?
Ooh, that's a good question. Something to think about, for sure. If you're intrigued and want to explore these questions yourself, head over to movieketicket.com for showtimes and more info.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
This has been a fascinating deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.